Hey everybody, welcome to the Pastor's Buzz episode 7, I think.
7.
Or 5.
It's like Star Wars, isn't it?
Yes. I think it's episode 5, actually. Episode 5. And I'm here with
Sydney Simpson.
Sydney Simpson, who is our young adults pastor.
Woohoo!
And we have a real doozy this morning, afternoon.
Lay it on.
All right, here it is. Remember, we are sort of experts, but we don't know everything.
Keyword being sort of.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, Sydney,
Mitch.
since you're new, I'm going to let you have this.
Oh, great.
When should I ask God to change my circumstances, and when do I ask Him to change me?
Oh,
So, wonderful question, by the way.
that is a really good question.
Yes, love it.
Oh
love
my
that she's going to
gosh.
answer it.
Geez. I think, I don't know if it's necessarily even one or the other. I find when I'm in a situation where I think I'd be presented with either of those questions, if I try to compartmentalize them, they always end up blending back together. In that, say I'm in a situation where something is going on in my world that's frustrating me, or there's a challenge, and I decide I'm going to talk to God about this.
It's a good decision.
I'm going to talk to God about this, and I ask God, what can we do about this? And if I start to make a list of the things that I want to see change, it always ends up coming back around to, okay, what lens am I looking at this through? And one way or another, as God works with me on it, it always comes back around to what do I need to be looking at first in my own life? Where's my heart? Where's my mind? Am I honest with you right now in my world and what's going on inside of me? And as I have those honest conversations with God, I start to find, when I'm asking for things to change in my environment, it's at least more empowering, because I feel like I'm partnering with God on what He wants to do. That's some of where that goes for me.
Something like that.
Something like that. I don't know. What do you think?
It brings up a couple thoughts. Something that you just said kind of immediately hit me, which is sometimes we want, when we're in a difficult situation in our lives and we want answers, the problem is we want like the whole answer all at once. We want the whole picture.
Yes.
God, show me the whole picture for my life right now, because I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wonder if we'd find more peace if we were just asking, God, show me the next step.
Very true.
Instead of trying to figure out all of it, God, just show me the next step for my life. Will you direct my next step? And believe that every time you pray that, God, will you show me the next step, that He'll continue to reveal that next step to you, and you don't have to worry about all of it at once. And then the other thing that it brings up in my mind is when Jesus is going to the cross, right? And He's praying, and He says, Father, if it's your will,
if it's
your will, take this cup from me. Let it pass. And what I think is important about that is what Jesus is praying for is God's will, and sometimes when we don't have the answer to something, I think there's also peace that comes to us to say, whatever the answer is, God, let it be your will for my life, because we can trust that God has good things for our life and that He loves us. And so if we're praying for God's will for our life, then we can rest in that a little bit.
Very true.
So, I don't know, those are the things that come up to me.
Now, I think what's given, I remember when I was younger, learning about, growing up in church, learning about God, trying to learn and understand what God's will is. I used to get so afraid that His will was something like a tightrope, that if I didn't know exactly what was going to happen or what to do, I was going to fall off on either side. And I think as I've gotten older and the more that I've learned to trust that when when his word says that he is good, that actually means his, in that will, call it God's will, call it God's ideal for humanity, is that goodness. And so whenever I'm asking, I think there's that fear that as we walk with him and we go, but if I pray for God's will, I'm afraid of what I might lose.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of letting go of control. I'm afraid that, there's risk. And yes, there's trust involved in that. But I've learned that every time that I allow myself to wrestle with the difficulty of that question of going, God, help me to actually ask you what your best is in this situation, even if it means that I'm letting go of my own control over what the outcome might be. It's in that grapple and that wrestle that I learn more about how trustworthy he is and how good he is towards me. And that's the thing that actually, season after season, keeps me coming to him and laying situations before him and going, okay, even if this is entirely uncomfortable for me, I want to know what your will is in this situation, because I actually do believe that it is goodness, not only towards me, but towards the entire situation, everybody around me in this, and that's what's going to bring the best outcome.
These questions are awesome.
Oh, wow.
So keep them coming, and thank you, Sydney, for your
Thank you for having
wisdom.
me.
We'll catch you guys next time. Pastor's Buzz, out. All right.